Guess what day it is? It is Flex Friday with the Fit Crew. What do we got in store for you today? Let's go ahead and share this on screen. So, and today we've got a 16-minute AMRAP for you, meaning 16 minutes, as many rounds as possible of the following three movements: Russian kettlebell swings, V-ups, and box jump overs. We're going to start with 2 reps of each, then 4, then 6, then 8, then 10, and we're going to keep going up as high as we can for 16 minutes. And of course, we're going to warm up really well, and we're going to go through some options that will allow you to do this workout right where you are, using what you have and doing what you can. But let's go ahead and start this general warm up. Here we go, guys. Let's get some arm circles going back, arm circles back. And as you know, my name is Coach Chris. I am a level 3 CrossFit trainer, which means I've logged thousands of hours over many years, helping people have more fun in their life through health and fitness. Let's go ahead and switch to arm circles forward. And speaking of fun, that's what I want to know from you guys as we continue this general warm-up. What are some fun things you like to do with your fitness? You know, burpees are fun, thrusters are fun, all this stuff is fun, right? But we'd like to have fun outside these workouts, and our fitness helps us do that, right? Let's go ahead and switch to arms across the chest. Hug yourself, love yourself. And let's start with DNA. Go ahead, guys, say your name, where you're from, and what are some fun things you like to do with your fitness?
Hi, everybody.
Hello, everybody. This is DNA, Dean and Anita from London, England.
So fun things I like to do is just go cycling with friends. So hopefully doing these fitness classes helps me with that because it keeps me fit and helps me keep up with the others.
Yeah, and we also like to go on long walks in our nearby forest. During lockdown, we did that a lot, which was really nice.
Awesome, super great ways to use your fitness. And I'm so glad these classes are helping you to keep up with that. Let's go ahead and switch to the wrist wave. And while we are doing the wrist wave here, let's see if we can hear from Kid Flash. Go ahead, Flash, say your name, where you're from. What are some fun things you like to do with your fitness?
Hi, my name is Oliver. I'm from DR, and something that I like to do with my fitness is ride bike. I love ride bike a lot, and I pretty much do it every day. So I use my fitness in that riding the bike.
I'm sure you are beating all the other kids in the bike races due to just, once again, bringing your full intensity to these workouts. And thank you so much, Kid Flash, for really, supporting these classes and using your fitness in that way. And let's go ahead and move on to some high knees. High knees into chest, high knees into chest. Or if it works better for us, we could do some high elbows like this. And while we're doing this, let's hear from Mighty Mouse. Go ahead, Mighty Mouse, say your name, where you're from, and how do you like to use your fitness?
My name's Renee. I'm from Stone Mountain, Georgia, and one way I like to use my fitness is I like to make things. And so you have to have strength sometimes to reach things and higher up or even just carrying the trash from which you make stuff. So my fitness helped me with that.
Oh man, making things with your life. And I'm so glad that these classes are helping you do that. And always super happy to see you share your creations as well. So thank you so much, Mighty Mouse. And let's now move on to the calf raises. Up on the toe, back on the heel, up on the toe, back on the heel. Or if it works better for us, we could do some wrist extensions like this. And while we're doing this, let's hear from Lady Bear. Go ahead, say your name, where you're from. What are some fun things you like to do with your fitness?
Hi, I'm Christine, Lady Bear, Coach Chris's wife in Boynton Beach, Florida. And we like to dance. So that takes a lot of fitness. If you can dance, then that's always fun.
You can dance if you want to, right? As long as we keep up with these workouts, and definitely that helps us outside of these workouts as well. So thank you so much, Lady Bear. Let's go ahead and move on now to some jumping jacks. Or we could do some stepping jacks if we are trying to manage our impact. And some of you guys who've been having fun doing these workouts, you've wondered, what's the best way to support this to keep it going? The best way always is going to be to follow the program, do these workouts, get your results, share your results with other people, invite others to do it with you. That's always going to be the best way to support this. Now, some have chosen to support in other ways, and you can look at the Patreon link that's in the description of this video to see details about that. But let's go ahead and take a break from this general warm-up, and let's now move on to the activation phase, which is where we're going to do a couple different movements here for 30 seconds at a time. That's going to help us to get specifically ready for today's workout. So right now, please watch as we demonstrate these movements, and then we're going to put a timer on and then do it all together as a group. So for the first 30 seconds, we're going to do some lying leg raises. And let's go ahead and have Lady Bear demonstrate some lying leg raises for us. So we're going to be on the ground, pointing those toes, and then we are going to raise those legs until about 90 degrees and then back down. And this is going to be the lying leg raises. And that's what we're going to do for the first 30 seconds. But then when we go back around in the second round, we're going to do straight leg sit-ups. So that's where the legs are out in front of us. And then we are going to use our arms for momentum, or we can fold those arms across the chest for an added challenge there. But we're going to get those shoulders in front of the hips at the top. Now, after the leg raises, we are going to do some dead bugs. And let's see this from the side because it'll help us to understand the move a little bit better. And so the dead bugs is going to be where we're laying on the back, and we're going to get those arms up and then those knees up. And then we are going to do opposite arm, opposite leg, going back and forth on these dead bugs. And then once again, sometimes, we kind of lose our coordination at first, but don't worry. After a little bit of practice, we'll get it down. But it's opposite arm, opposite leg, and we are alternating like that. After the dead bugs, we're going to do some glute bridges. So we're going to pull those feet in close to the hips, and we are going to squeeze those glutes and get the hips as high as you can into the air and then back down. And this is going to be the glute bridges from the seated position. And then after the glute bridges, we're going to do the dynamic calf warm up. So that's going to be where we are going to be face down. And then we are going to pike that hip up, but then bend one knee and then push the other heel into the ground. And we're going to go back and forth, warming up those calves like this. Now, it could be that getting the hands on the ground is a bit hard on our wrists, in which case we could do this off an inclined surface. We could do this off of a chair, we could do it off the wall or off a table, but whatever the case, the main target area here is the calf. So we're bending one knee, pushing the other heel into the ground, and really feeling that stretch at the end range of motion. Now, if we are doing this from the seated position today, then for the first 30 seconds, we are going to warm up the core. We're going to reach forward, reach up, and this is going to be the leg raises and the sit-ups from the seated position. Then we're going to move on to those dead bugs. So that's going to be one arm up, one arm across the chest, and we're going back and forth like this for the next 30 seconds. For the third 30 seconds, we are doing glute bridges. So that's with the hands forward like this, and we're going to pull back, getting the chest forward, pulling those arms as far back as we can. And then we're going to do the dynamic calf warm up, which is going to be dynamic elbows. We're going to get one elbow up in the air like this, and we're going to go back and forth, alternating elbows, getting that nice and warmed up. So I'm going to highlight Lady Bear to get us started. And we are starting with these lying leg raises. And I'll remind you what's coming up next as it comes. But here we go, guys. 30 seconds of leg raises starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Let's do this. And we are doing these leg raises. And then we are pointing those toes and getting those legs nice and high to about 90 degrees here. And we are starting this activation phase. And Can't thank you enough for doing the full warm-up, including the activation phase. It helps us to perform our best and to avoid injury. Moving on to dead bugs in 3, 2, 1, dead bugs. Let's go ahead and get those knees up, arms up, and then opposite arm, opposite leg. And we are going back and forth here. And then after these dead bugs, we are going to move on to the glute bridges. So we have glute bridges coming up in 3, 2, 1, glute bridges. Let's go ahead and get those feet in close to the hips. Squeeze those glutes, get the hips as high as you can into the air. And we are getting those glutes really opened up here. That is the power center of the body. And then after the glute bridges, we're going to move on to that dynamic calf warm-up. So dynamic calves coming up in 3, 2, 1, dynamic calves. Let's go ahead and roll over. We are piking those hips up, getting the other heel pushed into the ground, and we're going back and forth, really warming up those calves. And we are going to be rounding out the first round of this activation phase. And let's go back around now to the core. We're going to do straight leg sit-ups in 3, 2, 1, straight leg sit-ups. So we're using the arms as much or as little as needed. And we are warming up the core here. Either swinging the arms for momentum or folding those arms across the chest. And from here, we're going to move on to the dead bugs in 3, 2, 1, dead bugs. Let's do this. Arms up, knees up. And we are going back and forth, opposite arm, opposite leg. It takes some practice, but it is definitely worth it. After the dead bugs, we're going to move on to the glute bridges coming up here in a couple seconds. Glute bridges in 3, 2, 1, glute bridges. Let's do it. We've got some glute bridges coming up here. Squeeze those glutes, get the hips as high as you can in the air. And then after the glute bridges, we're going to do one more round of dynamic calves. So here we go. Dynamic calves coming up in 3, 2, 1, dynamic calves. Let's pike those hips up, push that back heel into the ground, and we are warming up these calves. And this is how we're going to round out the activation phase here. Couple more seconds. And 3, 2, 1, time. So now we're going to start to get ready for the specific movements we're doing in the workout. The first one we're doing is V-ups. And the V-up is a combination of that leg raise and that straight leg sit-up that we were doing. We're going to make those hands meet the feet at the top. But to do this, we're going to warm up with the ancient ritual of knee, shin, toe. And maybe Lady Bear can show us, especially from the side angle, so that we can see this movement a little bit better. So the knee, shin, toe, we're laying with those arms back, legs forward, and we're going to raise our hands to touch our knee, then our shin, then our toe. And let's go ahead and do about 5 reps of this to warm up for the V-ups. Knee, shin, toe. So after the knee, shin, toe here, just know once again, the V-up specifically is touching the toes at the top. But if it's hard for us to touch our toes, at least now we see about how high up our leg that we're able to reach. Next, let's get ready for these box jump overs. what I'd like everyone to do is to find a nice sturdy surface that we feel comfortable either stepping up onto or jumping up onto. And if we don't have anything like that, then let's not worry. We'll do another move completely. We're just going to do some tuck jumps, and we'll talk about that in a second. But let's find an object that you feel comfortable stepping up onto or jumping up onto. So to get ready for the box jump overs, the first thing we're going to do is some step overs. And let's have Anita demonstrate some step overs for us. And so to step over, just like the name implies, we're going to step up onto the object, and then we're going to step down on the other side. And then we can either, face the object, or we can twist as we're coming down. Either way is totally fine, but let's do a couple reps here of these step overs. So next, if and only if we have an object that we feel comfortable jumping up onto, as in it's secure and sturdy, it's not going to move. Now I'd like us to try some box jumps. If we don't have a nice, sturdy, immovable object, then instead we're going to do these step ups once again, which also should be a sturdy surface. But Lady Bear is demonstrating some box jumps here. And the box jump is we're going to jump hard but land soft. We want to soften that landing, which is going to lower the impact on our knees. But we want to have a nice, firm jump up onto the object as well. So let's get a couple more practice reps of the box jump overs if we have an object that we feel comfortable jumping up onto. Otherwise, once again, if we have an object that we feel comfortable stepping up onto, that's totally fine as well. And now what I'd like everyone to do is let's grab a light kettlebell, or preferably, once again, anything with a handle. If we don't have a kettlebell, then a laundry detergent jug, or a water jug, or an orange juice jug, or something along those lines. But it has to be super light. Always important for us to warm up light before we would go heavy. And so with the light kettlebell now, let's go ahead and we're going to practice the Russian swing. And let's have Lady Bear demonstrate a couple Russian swings for us. So the Russian swing is going to start in between the legs, and we are going to squeeze those glutes and then get that kettlebell up to face level. And we're not pulling with the arms. The arms are just holding on to the handle. This is a glute powered movement here. So we're really using those glutes, using those hips and squeezing that to get it up to face level. And we're not really pulling with the arms at all. So about 10 practice reps of the Russian swing at lightweight. And definitely, once again, if we're pulling with the arms, that weight is too heavy. We should always warm up with a super light weight. And now it's ramp up time. If you've been doing this program for over a month and you want to start practicing those Russian kettlebell swings with heavier weight, let's go ahead and start to do a couple practice swings here, about 7 to 10 at progressively heavier weight. We never go straight to a super heavy weight. We do a couple practice sets with in-between weights until we get to the working weight of the workout. And we are looking for a weight that we can do 10 reps in a row at least without putting it down. But if this is our first month in the program, or we're just getting back into it after some time off, please, let's not add any weight to this movement. Very important for us to have right form and consistency hitting these workouts regularly before we add intensity, such as by adding weight and going fast. And whether we're adding weight or not, let's pay close attention to the following checklist. Number 1, please make sure your device is fully charged or plugged in so we can get through this whole workout without losing you. Number 2, let's grab some water. Let's take a sip. Let's make sure we have our water nearby so we can take a sip as needed all throughout this workout. Number 3, I'm going to give everyone a 3, 2, 1, go countdown. And that's how you can synchronize your timer with mine. Number 4, what's the music you want to hear right now that's going to get your blood flowing? Music is super important to our performance, and we definitely want to get that playlist queued up. You can blast your music as loud as you want, as long as you can still hear me helping you throughout the workout. And lastly, how are we going to keep track of our rounds? It's very important to have a scorecard or some system like that. You know, we're going to be going up and up and up in reps, so that kind of takes care of itself. But something else that's important is to have the workout written down close by, so that we don't lose our place, right? And as you guys know, we release these workouts ahead of time so you can come prepared. So if you are a teacher's pet, just like Mighty Mouse, who came first to the screen here with the nice, good handwriting, and we've got Lady Bear as well with the workout written down and some whiteboard art, and then DNA going digital over there in London. Let's go ahead and take a teacher's pet picture here just to show how prepared you are. So here we go. Teacher's pet picture in 3, 2, 1. Awesome. So I'm going to bring the workout back on screen one more time here, and then we will get started. So in just about a minute, I'm going to start this timer, and then we're going to be doing a 16-minute AMRAP of Russian kettlebell swings, V-ups, and box jump overs. Now, if you happen to be doing this from the seated position today, then the Russian swing, it's actually going to be some high pulls like this, and we're going to keep those elbows nice and high, keeping it close to the body. So we're not going overhead today, but we are doing some high pulls, keeping it close to the body. And then the V-up is going to be the same thing we did in the activation phase. So that reach forward, reach up, that's going to be the V-ups from the seated position. And then the box jump over is actually going to be both elbows up, both elbows down, both elbows up, both elbows down. That's going to be the box jump over from the seated position today. But we're going to start this timer in just a minute here. And then for 16 minutes, we're going to do 2 Russian swings, 2 V-ups, 2 box jump overs. Then 4 Russian swings, 4 V-ups, 4 box jump overs, 6, 6, and 6, 8, 8, 8, 10, 10, 10. And we're going to keep adding 2 reps per round, 12, 12, 12, so on and so forth, climbing that ladder as high as we can for 16 minutes. So if you are good to go, go ahead and give me a thumbs up here, and we're going to get this started. I'm going to highlight DNA to get us started here. And one thing to think about is logistics, right? So if you're using the same thing and you need to kind of just do a different movement slightly out of order, that's totally fine. DNA has this figured out. They always deal with this situation very well. So we'll see how they work it out today. But here we go, guys. 2 Russian swings, 2 V-ups, 2 box jump overs or step overs. And if we don't have anything we feel comfortable jumping up onto, let's just do some tuck jumps for the box jump overs, or some high knees in place, and that's totally fine. But here we go, starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Let's do this. 2 Russian swings, 2 V-ups, and then 2 box jump overs. And notice how, for instance, once again, just like we talked about, DNA, she started with the step overs, Dean did the V-ups, and that's how they're able to make good use of the space and still get their workout in. Very good communication and cooperation. And we've got Mighty Mouse climbing this ladder here, doing these high pulls for the Russian swings, and then working on these V-ups, the reach forward, reach up, and then about to hit these box jumps in a second here. And let's see, both elbows up, nice, good. Awesome work there. And we've got Flash doing some step overs here, some jump up, step over. There we go, getting a couple jumps in. He's alternating between jumps and steps. But good work there, Flash. And we've got Lady Bear doing some jumps as well. Awesome work there, Lady Bear. And we've got Flash on another round of Russian swing. So remember, Flash, we're not going all the way overhead today. We're just doing the Russian swing just up to the face, but I appreciate the enthusiasm. And he's moving on to, so Flash is doing some leg raises here. The V-up is a motion that, is a bit taxing. So instead, he's doing half leg raises and half sit-ups. And that's a really good option here in case that V-up is a bit hard on us. But we've got DNA doing their step overs. Awesome work there, guys, working together. Mighty Mouse on another round of box jumps here. And we've got Lady Bear climbing higher and higher on these Russian swings here. And she's about to hit some V-ups as well. And we've got DNA once again using good teamwork and communication here. Flash jumping for joy. About to move on to another round of swings here. Awesome work there, Flash. Keeping the chest up. And we, especially at the bottom of the rep here, want to keep that chest up. We don't want to round that back. We don't want that weight to take us down. Good job, Mighty Mouse, diving into these rounds here. Awesome work. DNA hitting these Russian swings, keeping the chest up, shoulders back, especially at the bottom of the movement, guys. Once again, keeping that chest up, super important here. We should definitely be using a weight that's not going to take us down. And good work, everyone. We've got Lady Bear on the ascending round of box jump overs. And then she's moving on to another round here. We are climbing this ladder here, guys. Let's do it. DNA making good use of the space, switching back and forth, reaching higher and higher on these V-ups. Good job, guys. And then the breathing is going to be very important. Usually we want to take a deep breath right before the rep, and we want to breathe out at the top. And that's pretty much true no matter what we're doing here. So at these Russian swings, we breathe in before the rep, breathe out as we push, and we are staying focused. And notice Flash is making good use of step overs here. These box jumps start to be pretty tiring after a while. So good job, Flash, switching to the step overs. That allows you to keep moving. And feel free to use, we present a whole buffet of options here, guys, that helps us to keep moving. And we could always step until we move again. DNA finishing off some swings, moving on to another round here of V-ups and step overs. Let's stay with it. Mighty Mouse on these swings. Good job doing these high pulls, keeping it close to the body. Awesome work there. Lady Bear hitting some jumps. Nice deep breath. Awesome work. Let's stay motivated. Let's do it, guys. We are a couple minutes in. We've got some time to go here. This is definitely a longer workout. So this is one of those workouts that we don't come out guns blazing. We come out nice and slow, and we find a pace that we can stick with to keep it nice and steady for these whole 16 minutes. So let's stay motivated. Let's keep moving. Let's keep breathing. The breathing is going to be super important for us. Awesome work, guys. Here we go. And we are doing these V-ups, doing these step overs or jump overs. And we've got Mighty Mouse on these jumps. Let's get those elbows even higher, Mighty Mouse. I know you got this. There you go. Nice. DNA moving on to another round of swings here. Squeeze those glutes. Let's do it. Keeping the chest up, shoulders back. Let's remember to breathe like we talked about, guys. The deep breaths in through the nose. Feel that air go into the belly. Lady Bear moving on to another set of swings. Awesome work, Lady Bear. Let's keep that chest up, especially at the bottom of the movement there. Awesome work. And I'd like to challenge you, Dean. I see you hitting a little above the knee every time. I know you got, there you go. Let's hit even higher. So we've been doing these V-ups for a while. It's easy to sink into a comfort zone there, but there we go. Now you're hitting those toes every time, and that changes the movement. But this movement works wonders for our midline stability. And it's basically just Coach Chris got your back, right? So keep reaching as high as you can, even if you have to take a little extra breath in between reps. But always a little better. Always a little better is what we're going for here. Good job, Mighty Mouse. Let's go. Keep breathing. Climbing this ladder. Getting as high as you can. Lady Bear on some V-ups. And then moving on to some jumps here. Anita as well. Good job on these V-ups. Anita reaching super high. Deep breath every time. Stay tight. Awesome. Lady Bear jumping for joy. Let's get through this. Come on. Breathing. Jump hard, land soft. Step down. Nice work. And we are more than halfway through, guys, believe it or not. And some of you are like, only halfway? More than halfway, I said. So we're good. Let's keep going. Come on. We're staying motivated. We are definitely pushing each other on. The power of the group is undeniable. So let's breathe. Let's stay motivated. And we've got DNA climbing this ladder here, hitting these Russian swings. Keeping the chest up, shoulders back. Every single time, guys. We don't let that weight take us down. Mighty Mouse keeping it close to the body. Nice work there, Mighty Mouse. Awesome, good work. Lady Bear taking an extra breath. Back on it. Here we go. Nice. We are climbing this ladder. Let's go. DNA. Climbing the ladder there. Let's go, Superman Dean. Touching those. There you go. Touching the toes. Shouldn't have shown me that. Now I know you can reach all the way. You can reach all the way every single time. Let's do it. Noxie approves. Mighty Mouse diving into these V-ups. Just a couple minutes left, guys. Before you know it, on these longer workouts, we get into a zone here, and then, we think to ourselves like, oh man, this is gonna be so long. But before you know it, a couple breaths, a couple reps, and then we're almost done. So we've got just a couple minutes left here, guys. Let's keep going. Let's stay motivated. Lady Bear getting hyped up for another round here. Here we go. Deep breaths, squeezing those glutes, getting it up to face level. Awesome. Every single time. Keeping the chest up, not letting the weight take us down. DNA working together. Reaching high on those V-ups. Nice. Let's go. Let's go. And we're breathing Lady Bear on a couple V-ups over here. Good job there, Lady Bear. Mighty Mouse. We are climbing this ladder here, guys. As you've seen in this program, we have a lot of different style workouts. Some of them are shorter, some of them are longer, but they are all pieces of the puzzle. And when we put all the pieces together, that's when we see the big picture of our fitness. But every piece is an important part. Let's do this, Lady Bear. A couple breaths back on these V-ups. Staying motivated. Moving on to some jumps. DNA moving on to another set of swings here. And we are breathing, getting through it. Let's go. And we've got Mighty Mouse on these V-ups. And let's remember, guys, this is a longer workout too. So as needed, we take a sip of water, we stay hydrated, but we pace ourselves accordingly. So we are moving, breathing, getting through this. Definitely much better with the group. Let's go. Breathing, 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 dancing. Getting hyped up for the jump. Let's do it. Awesome work there. DNA. Let's go. Superman Dean. Touching those toes. Touching those toes. There we go. It's amazing how we are all able to get this fitness in using what we have, all different types of space, all over the world, but getting the same suffering in. What a wonderful group we have, huh? And we've got Mighty Mouse diving into these jumps now. And just like that, guys, we are at the 2-minute warning. So let's think about it, guys. Let's keep moving. Let's stay motivated. In these last 2 minutes here, it's easy to slow down, but we definitely want to stay motivated and we want to keep moving. This is where we dig deep and remember our motivation. The motivation is the key component to success. Why am I doing this? We could be questioning ourselves right now. Man, this is going on so long. But when we think about it, every single rep is turning us into the version of ourselves we need to be. So let's stay motivated. In the less than 90 seconds left here, every single rep counts. We are staying on it. We all have very important reasons to be here today, and every single rep is helping us. So let's breathe, let's stay on it. Let's move with intent and intensity. Less than a minute. Almost at the finish line. The clock is going fast, and so are we, guys. Just over 30 seconds left. Here we go. We are doing this. This is important. This group is powerful and amazing. And every single rep is worth it. 15 seconds. 10 seconds left. One more rep, one more rep. 3, 2, 1, and time. Oh man. Whew. Didn't think we'd get here, but here we are. And we have just enough energy for a victory dance, don't we? Who wants to get us started off on this victory dance? Mighty Mouse getting us started on the victory dance. And we've got Kid Flash joining in on the victory dance as well. Awesome, Flash. And we've got DNA. What you got for us, DNA? Let's see, DNA. Oh man, Kid Flash with a victory bike. Check him out. But DNA on that victory dance. And Lady Bear, you got something for us? Lady Bear victory dance. Let's see, she did it in the middle of the workout and afterward as well. Awesome work. Well, now it's about time for the sweaty selfie, because once again, does it count if we don't take this selfie? So let's flex on the camera here and let's take this sweaty selfie. Here we go. Sweaty selfie in 3, 2, 1. And crazy face. And let's put the fists in the middle for the cheer. So on 3, 2 claps and 2 6 crew. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. 6 crew. Awesome work, guys. Well, as crazy as it seems, we're not done yet. We're going to move on to the orange WOD, which is included in the Pro Track. In the Pro Track, you get add-ons to these workouts, such as the orange WOD, which helps us to get strong and work on our form. And we also get additional workouts throughout the week to help us to reach our health and fitness goals. So if you want to know more about the Pro Track and to get involved with it, please message me directly and I'll give you some more details. If we're not signed up for Pro Track, let's not try what these pros are doing here. They have some specific instructions. We do want to stick around for the cool down stretch after this though. So something we can do in the meanwhile is maybe we could just start to clean up our area and then do a flexi time stretch or two that we enjoy, that we remember. While we enjoy the show that these pros are putting on, they're working on in today's orange WOD a heavy set of deadlifts. And we see Lady Bear, once again, she was pre-warmed up for this. And so she's got some beefy weight on that bar. And in the land of kilos, we've got some bars with some kilos on there. We got Ironman Dean hitting a warm-up set. Let's just make sure we tap the ground every time, Dean. There we go. Maybe you are. It's just kind of a octagonal shape you got on that plate there. So, and then we've got Mighty Mouse working on the seated variation of the deadlift. So using a stick there, and then very similar to the high pull motion we were doing, but then we're, just pulling that stick with those elbows high and outside, and then adding the weight. And then we've got Anita as well doing some deadlifts with a nice little plates, and we know that she's going to be throwing on some more plates in a minute there. So good job, DNA, and let's definitely enjoy the show as these pros are working toward a heavy set of deadlifts for the next few minutes here. And we've got Ironman Dean with a little bit more weight on that bar. There we go. Plates starting to look like rainbows. Pulling all the kilos. Good job there, Dean. And then Anita with bigger plates, circular plates, making me happy. Here we go. Nice. And we're keeping the chest up, shoulders back, keeping that bar close to the body. And good job keeping the feet underneath the hips. That's where we get more power on the deadlift. And Lady Bear getting super hyped up for this set here, or maybe she already did a set. And I see even more plates on there than before. She moves super fast. But yes, we have some more plates on that bar. And we've got Mighty Mouse getting some more plates, or some more weights. And she's about to lift. Lady Bear getting hyped up for a lift here. Nice deep breath every single time, feet close together. And we are dropping those hips, chest up. And she's using the mixed grip, which helps you keep a nice external rotation on the shoulders. So good job there, Lady Bear. Boom. Nice, good set of 3 there. Awesome, and good breathing as well. We wanna make sure that we breathe and brace. Every time we take that breath, that's how we put on our natural weight belt. Dean, going for another deep breath, another set here. Let's go, standing that up, nice. Tapping it, good. Awesome, heavy set of 3. Let's just lock out that last rep on the next set. If you're gonna do another set, Just stand up a little bit more, get those shoulders behind the bar. And then let's drop those hips a little bit more too. You had about a little bit high of a starting position with your hips. So if we drop those hips a little bit more, then we're gonna use more of the legs on that next set. But then Lady Bear throwing on a couple little plates there, going slightly heavier. And then Mighty Mouse doing another set here. Nice, good job, Mighty Mouse. Awesome work there, Mighty Mouse. Lifting all the weights you've got. When we said lift all the weights, she took that seriously. Good job there, Mighty Mouse. Anita with the big green plates. You know it gets serious when the big green plates are on there. Nice work, Anita. Let's just get those shoulders back a little bit more, especially at the bottom, which will help you keep your back straight. Then Ironman Dean about to go for another set here. Let's drop those hips, keep the chest up, deep breath, stand that all the way up. Nice. Boom. Another one. And last one, let's remember to stand that up, lock that out at the top. Nice, Dean. Much better set. And we've got Lady Bear getting super hyped up for another set here. Putting the clips on. That's the hardest part of all this, right? These clips. Anita going for another set. Boom, good job, Anita. Let's really get those shoulders back. Deep breath. Keep that back nice and straight. We're gonna drop those hips. There we go. I'll tell you what, Anita, that was a good weight there for you. Let's call it there at that weight. Yeah, but good job. Taking a nice deep breath every time and really fighting those shoulders back. But that's about as high as you're gonna go, you know, keeping a nice, good back position on that deadlift there. And we've got, let's see, Lady Bear getting super hyped up for this set here. Deep breath, stay tight, let's go. Boom, there's one. Tap and go, that's two. One more. Nice, good job there, Lady Bear. Good set. And we got time for one more from Ironman Dean. Here we go. Deep breath, standing it up. Locking it out. That's one. And done. But you hit one. Good job there, Dean. Well, I'll tell you what. That's about it for today's orange WOD. And now we're going to move on to the cool down stretch, which, like we said, is super important part of the program. It helps us to increase our flexibility and fight soreness so we can come back and hit these workouts day after day the way we like. So the first stretch we're doing in today's cool down is the seal, which is a good way to decompress, you know, from these deadlifts. So we're going to get those legs back, and then we are going to drop those hips and then push up like this, sinking into this position here. And while we're doing the seal, let's hear some high-low buffaloes. So let's start with Mighty Mouse. What was your high-low buffalo? And if you're doing this from the seated position, let's get those arms up and then pull back as far as you can.
My high was the Russian kettlebell swing, but my low was the seated version of the box jump over. So that was my first time doing that move. And so as the number was getting higher, my arm was getting kind of tired. But I know once I start doing it on a regular, it won't be that bad. And the buffalo is always the orange WOD.
Yeah, lifting all the weights, literally. So good job. And it's always good to try new things and switch things up a little bit, right? You know, teach your body like these muscles you didn't know you had, but you did really good with it at, you know, really tackling that challenge. So good job, Mighty Mouse. And next, we are going to move on to the frog stretch. So we're going to get those hips back, and then we're going to get the knees out to the side. And then we are sinking into this stretch like this, really opening up the hips. And while we're doing the frog stretch, let's hear high-low buffalo from Lady Bear. And if we're doing this from the seated position, then we're going to get those arms out to the side and then pull as far back as we can like this. What was your high-low buffalo?
So my high was, I think my pacing. I did have to take some breaks, but you know, that's the name of the game. So my low was, you always have to respect the box and pay attention to when you jump. And I did do a little trip on it. But I caught myself, but that's always like very scary. So that's my low. And the buffalo was, I only did a little bit more on the deadlift than last week, but I don't know, it felt a lot heavier this week. My lower back felt kind of tight, so that's probably why.
Well, good job making smart decisions there. We always want to go off feel. And so it's good to know our numbers, to kind of zero in on something, to have a bit of a target, but always we just want to go off feel, and you made really smart decisions there. So let's move on now to supine twist. So in supine twist, we're gonna lay on our back here, and we're gonna get one knee into the chest, and then we are twisting the other way and then pulling down with the other leg to really decompress. And this is a good stretch for the lower back there. And while we're doing supine twist, on this side, we're gonna hear high-low buffalo from Anita, and then we're gonna switch to the other side and hear a high-low buffalo from Dean. So Anita, what was your high-low buffalo? And by the way, if you're doing this from a seated position, we're just kind of grabbing on to a hold of whatever we can, and then doing a twist like this.
My high was, the swings, they went quite well, and I think I could have done a bit more heavier weights, but Dean was using them, so I couldn't. And even the step overs went quite well. My low, we had an uninvited guest during the workout, a spider. We are not friends, so I wasn't happy with that. It was quite distracting. And my buffalo, what was my buffalo again? I forgot. The orange one went quite well, I thought. And the V-ups as well, because I managed to do the V-ups all the way through the whole workout. I didn't have to do the sit-ups or the leg raises.
Oh man, good job on that. And I'm gonna say that spider came just to give Dean his powers, you know? Yeah, that's where he gets his powers from, and he was just reminding him like, hey, it's time for another shot. Let's go ahead and switch to the other side here, and let's go ahead and hear Dean now give your high-low buffalo. What was your high-low buffalo?
The high was the deadlift. I got 135 kilos on the bar. So I only did one though, so probably I could have gone up, but I probably wouldn't be able to do 3 set. So that's good. Wasn't any lows today. Buffalo, even though it was a long workout, it went quite quickly. If that makes sense. It makes sense a lot, you know. But yeah, I thought it went quickly even though it was long.
Trust me, I know the feeling. Time flies when you're having fun. And some of these workouts, you know, you start out thinking, oh man, this is gonna take forever. But we just chip away, and then before we know it, here we are at the end of the cool down, right? So that is our WOD, that is our stretch, that's our high-low buffalo, that's our week. Give yourselves a round of applause and a pat on the back for getting through this. And as always, if you like these workouts, please give this channel a subscribe, a like, and a share. And let's always care as we share, guys. You know, it's super easy to just post the link on our social media and share with everyone we know. But let's think of just one person we know who could benefit from this. Let's follow up with them personally, and let's share the link directly with them. It helps them feel important, and to make sure the program gets in the right hands. So thank you guys so much, and see you next time.